Hey, Casey, can you see and hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Thanks.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Hello.
Good morning. I'm Rick Blank. This is the Commissioners' Weekly Meeting for Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. Commissioner Plant, are you ready to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I am ready to approve the consent agenda.
Commissioner Goman,
Good morning. I also vote to approve the consent agenda.
as do I. Proceeding number 23AL-0490G, Mr. Mosley, Public Service Company of Colorado, DSMCA.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Aaron Mosley with the Engineering Trial Staff. Mr. Supiani is available today too if there's any questions about this proceeding. On October 3rd, 2023, Public Service Company of Colorado filed advice letter number 1021 seeking to revise its gas demand side management cost adjustment or DSMCA rider to be effective January 1st, 2024. This is a standard filing that the company makes every October. The proposed DSMCAG that is subject of this advice letter is made up of several components. First, the under-collected balance in the gas DSM deferred account from 2022 plus associated interest. Second, the gas DSM bonus and acknowledgement of lost revenue values for 2022. And third, the 2023 gas DSM program budget as approved in proceeding number 22A0315EG. The proposed tariff recovers the 2023 gas DSM bonus of $4,264,639 and an ALR or lost revenue of $1,747,041. Additionally, the gas DSM rates reflect the 2023 DSM program budget of $25,127,696. Thus, the DSMCA to be implemented on January 1st, 2024 is designed to recover $32,488,352 annually. The company's gas DSM budget for 2024 is currently pending Commission approval and proceeding number 22A0589EG. Once an exact amount of DSMCA expenses is determined by final Commission decision, the difference between that amount and the amount proposed to be recovered in this filing will be trued up to the revenue requirement, potentially in April 2024. The effect of this filing on the company's customers is an increase in the current DSMCA rate for residential customers from 4.55% to 5.65%, or approximately 35 cents, and an increase in the DSMCA rate for non-residential customers from 1.98% to 2.63%. The DSMCA does not apply to gas transportation customers. The revenue effect of this filing is a net increase in the company's annual revenue of $6,629,141 compared to the gas DSMCA rates currently in effect. The DSMCA is formulaic in nature. Staff has reviewed all calculations and documentation submitted with this advice letter and found no issues with the filing. I'll pause here for questions or I can give my recommendation.
If you can give your recommendation, that'd be great.
Yeah, staff recommends the Commission take no action and allow the advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman,
I also agree.
as do I, and you can go on to 0491E, which I think is the same thing on the electric side. Mr. Mosley.
Yes. On October 3rd, 2023, Public Service Company filed advice letter number 1933 seeking to revise its electric demand side management cost adjustment or DSMCAE to be effective January 1st, 2024. On December 19th, 2023, Public Service Company of Colorado filed an amended advice letter correcting a numeric error to the filing. The amendments to the filing do not impact customer rates or bill and does not require any changes to the tariff sheets. This is a standard filing the company makes every October. The DSMCAE rates filed with this advice letter will recover the electric energy efficiency and demand response budgets from the 2023 electric DSM program budgets, which totals $117,528,842. Since the company's 2009 electric rate case, approximately $89 million of electric DSM costs were collected annually in base rates rather than in the DSMCA-E rider. However, in the company's 2022 electric rate case, proceeding number 22AL0530E, the Commission approved a settlement agreement in which Public Service agreed to remove $89,452,103 of electric demand-side management costs from base rates and to instead recover them through the DSMCA rider. Accordingly, the revised DSMCA in this advice letter collects approximately $89 million previously recovered in base rates, and as a result, complies with the Commission-approved settlement agreement. Also included in the DSMCA-E are the 2023 interruptible service credit, which includes $26,219,698 of interruptible service credits and $500,000 of interruptible service credit operations and maintenance and marketing expenses. Additionally, there is $8,917,865 of costs relating to the disincentive offset, performance incentive, and the DSMCA true-up related costs, and the company's performance from the 2022 plan year that went into effect by operation of law and proceeding number 23AL0157E, which was effective July 1st, 2023. Altogether, these costs are designed to recover $153,166,405 annually. The 2024 electric DSM budget is currently pending for the Commission in proceeding number 22A0589EG. Once an exact amount of DSMCA expenses is determined by a final Commission decision, the difference between that amount and the amount proposed to be recovered in this DSMCA filing will be added or subtracted to the revenue requirement in the April 2024 DSMCA filing. The impact of this filing is to increase the DSMCA-E rate for residential customers from 0.0608 to 0.00702 dollars per kilowatt hour for small commercial customers, and from 0.00508 to $0.00589 per kilowatt hours for small commercial customers. On average, the residential monthly bill will increase by 0.58 or 0.64% to $89.97. The DSMCA is formulaic in nature. Staff has reviewed all calculations and documentation submitted with this advice letter and found no issues. I'll pause here for questions, or I can give my recommendation.
Now, if you can jump to your recommendation, that'd be great.
Yep. Staff recommends the Commission take no action and allow the advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Mosley, but I think we'll be seeing you again shortly. So, proceeding number 23AL-0492E, Mr. Lemaire, Public Service Company of Colorado, step adjustment.
Morning, Commissioners. Patrick Lemaire on behalf of the Commission staff. This advice letter is Public Services filing to raise the rates of its Transportation Electrification Program Adjustment, otherwise known as a TEPA, rider, to be effective January 1st, 2024. Public Service filed an amended advice letter in this proceeding on December 11th, 2023, to update its relevant tariff sheets to reflect all its rate schedules rather than its major rate schedules. Public Service notes that the tariff changes of this amended advice letter do not impact the company's attachments, revenues, bill impacts, noticing, or rate trend report filed in the original advice letter. The Commission approved Public Services TEPA rider as part of the company's initial Transportation Electrification Plan, or otherwise known as TEP, which originally covered the years of 2021 through 2023. Every year, the company makes an October 1st filing to set TEPA rates beginning on January 1st. These rates are set to recover the forecasted TEPA revenue requirement for the full calendar year, net of any true-ups from over or under collection in the previous years, and adjusted for the company's equity performance incentive mechanism. The company's TEP for 2024 through 2026 is currently being considered in proceeding number 23A 0242E, and Public Service provides that they will monitor the final commission decision in that proceeding and reserves the right to make any needed adjustment to the TIPA rider rate upon conclusion. The filing before you today sets TIPA rates to collect approximately $21.8 million in 2024, an amount that reflects Public Service's 2024 forecasted TIPA revenue requirement, as well as an addition of the company's equity PIM award amount and adjusted for a true-up adjustment due to overcollection in 2022 equaling $3.1 million. The overcollection in 2022 reflects a lower overall level of TEP spending than the company anticipated in its TEP application. Under this advice letter, residential ratepayers on Schedule R will see an increase in the TIPA rate 37 cents per month, or a 4% increase on their average bills. Small commercial customers will see a bill increase of 97 cents per month, or 0.79% increase on their average bills. Of note, transmission general customers will have a TIPA rider on their monthly bill starting January 1st due to the 2024 program expenditures, including transmission customers for the first time. Staff has reviewed all calculations related to the company's filing and found the calculations to be accurate. I'll briefly conclude this morning by mentioning the TIPA's treatment of amounts over and under collected through the rider. On April 1st of each year, the company files a report detailing TIPA expenditures and revenues from the previous year. If the TIPA has overcollected from ratepayers, the company must refund any excess revenues to ratepayers with a return on the company's weighted average cost of capital. If the TIPA has undercollected from ratepayers, the company may collect revenue shortfalls from ratepayers, but it does not earn any return on those amounts. The April 1st filing is also an opportunity for staff and other interested parties to review the prudence of the actual TEP expenditures. I'll pause here for any questions you may have, or I can proceed to a recommendation.
If you can go to your recommendation, that'd be great.
Sure. Staff recommends the Commission allow Public Services advice letter to take effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Lemare. Mr. Mosley, back to you. Proceeding number 23AL-0505E, Black Hills Electric.
On October 3rd, 2023, Black Hills Colorado Electric filed advice letter number 854, seeking to revise its electric demand side management cost adjustment rider to be effective January 1st, 2024. On December 8th, 2023, the company filed an amended advice letter correcting numerical errors in the original filing. This is a standard filing that the company makes every October. Black Hills 2022 through 2024 electric DSM plan was approved by the Commission in proceeding number 21A0166E, and its 2023 through 2024 beneficial electrification plan was approved by the Commission in proceeding number 22A0304E. In this advice letter filing, the company seeks to revise its DSMCAE to recover its approved 2024 DSM budget of $7,403,551 and its approved 2024 beneficial electrification budget of $150,452. The DSMCAE also includes, as previously approved by the Commission in the April 2024 DSMCA filing, proceeding number 23AL-0240E, the financial disincentive offset of $157,362 and a true-up of $1,702,388. Overall, the total costs are $6,008,997, which is an increase of $214,219 compared to the revenues approved in the previous DSMCA compliance filing, proceeding number 23AL-0310E. If permitted to go into effect on January 1st, 2024, the tariff revisions will increase annualized revenues by $214,219. Based on this proposed increase, the average residential customer monthly bill will increase by 15 cents or 0.12%. from $118.13 to $118.28. The average small commercial customer monthly bill will increase by 49 cents or 0.12% from $391.65 to $392.14. The DSMCA is formulaic in nature, and staff has reviewed all calculations and documentation submitted with this amended advice letter and found no issues. I'll pause here. I can give my recommendation.
Yep, if you can go to your recommendation, that'd be great.
Staff recommends the commission take no action and allow the advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman,
I also agree with the recommendation.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Mosley. Proceeding number 23AL-0535E, Mr. Rivera Lugo, Public Service Company of Colorado Purchase Capacity Cost Adjustment.
Good morning, Commissioners. Luis Rivera Lugo with the Commission staff, presenting proceeding 23AL-0535E, and its advice letter number 1935 Electric, filed November 1st, 2023 by Public Service Company of Colorado to revise its Purchase Capacity Cost Adjustment, or PCCA, effective January 1st, 2024. The PCCA recovers the cost to purchase electric generation capacity from third-party suppliers, applies to all rate schedules, and is subject to annual changes to be effective January 1st of each year. The PCCA has been revised for calendar 2024, consistent with the formula set forth in tariff sheets, tariff sheet number 141E, as approved by Commission Decision number C06-1379, dated December 1st, 2006, in proceeding number 06S-0234EG. The proposed PCCA is designed to collect projected 2024 purchase capacity costs as adjusted by the PCCA deferred balance as of September 30, 2023. Short-term capacity costs incurred that are not included in the projections will be recorded in the PCCA deferred account balance for future recovery. Contemporaneously with this advice letter, Public Service filed a related motion for alternative form of notice that was duly granted by interim commission decisions C23-0769I, effective November 20, 2023. The effect of the new PCCA rates introduced with this filing will be an increase of approximately $44 million in the company's annual revenues when compared to the PCCA approved in decision C23-0592 in Public Services last phase 1 electric rate case in proceeding 22AL-0530E. That includes a revenue neutral transfer of some $9 million from the PCCA to base rates concerning the Manchief generating station. The impact of the change in the PCCA rates on the typical residential customer will be an increase of $1.20 per month, equivalent to 1.35%, while on the typical small commercial customers bill, it will be an increase of $1.54 per month, equivalent to 1.23%. We'll proceed now with my recommendation and take any questions that you might have. Staff has reviewed the advice letter, the accompanying tariffs, and the work papers provided, and recommends the application be deemed complete and in compliance with the established rules and commission-approved tariffs. Staff thus recommends the commission take no action and allow this advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Rivera Lugo. Ms. Ramos, Ms. O'Neill, proceeding number 23AL-0543G, Black Hills SSIR. Ms. O'Neill.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. I'm Erin O'Neill with your Fixed Utilities staff, and I'm here to discuss proceeding number 23AL-0543G, which is an advice letter filed by Black Hills Colorado Gas on November 1st, 2023, to increase the System Safety and Integrity Rider, or SSIR, for 2 out of 3 of the company's base rate areas. The company's current SSIR was approved in Commission Decision Number C21-0397 in proceeding number 20A-0379G for the 3-year period from January 2022 through the end of 2024 and is subject to a final true-up. Rates are updated annually based on distribution and transmission system and integrity capital investments in rate areas 2 and 3 that are projected to be in service at the end of the annual period. Commission ordered that rider recovery be limited to capital investments designed to mitigate integrity concerns identified as high and medium risk based on a PHMSA-approved evaluation process. In addition, all SSIR projects must be necessitated by PHMSA integrity management code changes and meet requirements for like-for-like facility replacements. The proposed rate increase here is designed to recover an additional $575,000 from rate area 2 and $414,000 from rate area 3, bringing the total annual SSIR revenue to $2.3 million combined for those two areas. This represents about $17 million of total plant that's forecast to be in service in each of those areas by the end of 2024. These rates would be in effect from January 1st, 2024 through December 31st of 2024. For rate area 2, the bill impact for a residential customer is approximately 2.2% in the central GCA area and 1.9% in the north/southwest GCA area. For small commercial customers in rate area 2, the impact is about 1.9% in the central GCA area and 1.6% in the north/southwest GCA area. For rate area 3, the bill impact for both residential and small commercial customers is approximately 0.4%. Staff reviewed the project information for the proposed 2024 integrity work and determined that these projects meet the rider criteria established by the Commission. Further, costs incurred for 2024 SSIR projects as forecast in this filing will be subject to a prudence review that's performed in April of 2025 or in the next Black Hills gas rate case. It should also be noted that Black Hills filed a general rate case proceeding number 23AL0231G on May 8th of 2023, which proposed the roll-in of certain SSIR investments into base rates. Both this advice letter requesting an increase to the 2024 SSIR rates and staff's recommendation regarding this filing are being made prior to the issuance of a final Commission decision in that rate case proceeding. Should the Commission's rate case decision affect the 2024 SSIR rate, staff will work with the company to provide an appropriate resolution implementing such decision. So with that background, staff recommends that the proposed rates be allowed to go into effect by operation of law, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Ms. O'Neill.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Proceeding number 23AL-0562E, Rivera Lugo again, Black Hills, Colorado Electric, purchase capacity cost adjustment. Welcome
Me
back.
again, Rivera Lugo with the Commission staff, now with proceeding 23AL-0562E, and it's advice letter number 858 Electric, filed November 15, 2023, by Black Hills Colorado Electric to revise its purchase capacity cost adjustment, PCCA, effective January 1st, 2024. The PCCA recovers the incremental cost of purchase energy above the level of purchase capacity costs that are included in base rates. The amount included in the PCCA calculation are thus only the costs accrued since the end of the test year used in the 2016 general rate case, proceeding number 16AL-0326E. Per Commission Decision C16-1140, effective August 31st, 2018, the company rolled into base rates the PCCA cost through the end of 2015. The amount of capacity cost remaining in the PCCA are the costs from January 1st, 2016 going forward. Accordingly, this PCCA filing reflects the incremental purchase capacity cost from the period from January 1st, 2016 through December 31st, 2023. The PCCA has been revised for calendar year 2024, consistent with sheets number 85 and 86 in the company's commission-approved Colorado Electric Tariff number 11. Contemporaneously with this advice letter, Black Hills filed a related motion for alternative form of notice that was duly granted by interim commission decision number C23-0786I, effective November 28, 2023. The effect of the new PCCA rates introduced with this filing will be an increase of approximately $326,000 in the company's annual revenues when compared to the currently effective rates. The impact of the change in the PCCA rates on the typical residential customer bill will be an increase of 13 cents per month, or equivalent to a 0.11%, while on the typical small commercial customer's bill, it will be an increase of 38 cents per month, equivalent to a 0.1%. I will now proceed with my recommendations and take any questions that you might have later. Staff has reviewed the advice letter, the accompanying tariffs, and the work papers provided, and recommends the application be deemed complete and in compliance with established rules and commission-approved tariffs. Staff thus recommends the commission takes no action and allows this advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Rivera-Lugo. Proceeding number 23AL-0579G, Atmos construction allowances. Mr. Davis, Ms. Dundas.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Ron Davis of the Commission's advisory staff. Senate Bill 23291 includes provisions that require each of Colorado's 4 investor-owned gas utilities to file with the Commission no later than the end of this year an updated tariff to reflect the removal of any incentives for an applicant to establish gas service to a property. The new statute further states that a gas utility shall not provide a person that requests natural gas service and that owns the real property requiring the service an incentive, including a line extension allowance, to establish gas service to the property. On November 30th, Atmos Energy Corporation made an advice letter tariff filing to eliminate the construction allowances currently included in its tariff for gas utility service. The filing is intended to comply with these new provisions in Senate Bill 291, codified at Section 40-3.2-104.32C. The changes to Atmos's tariff sheet include 1, the elimination of the construction allowances as a defined term in the company's service line and main extension policy, 2, the striking of the dollar amounts of the allowances for service lines and main extensions, and 3, the removal of the provisions governing construction payment refunds and additional construction allowance payments pursuant to an applicable main extension agreement. Atmos's advice letter is brief and no direct testimony in support of the proposed tariff changes was filed. On December 15th, staff of the Commission filed a protest. Staff claims that Atmos's advice letter filing eliminates only the company's construction allowances for service lines from its tariff, but the construction allowances constitute only one component of the incentives that must be removed from a gas utility's tariff. Staff explains that the incentives described in this statute expressly include line extension allowances, but according to staff, Atmos's proposed tariff revisions do not include removal of the incentives of a utility-provided meter and other infrastructure associated with the addition of a new customer, such as a service regulator. Staff states that it is concerned that Atmos's filing may not satisfy Senate Bill 291 statutory requirements, and thus requests that the Commission suspend the tariff sheets and set the matter for hearing to provide ample opportunity for the Commission to consider this question of statutory compliance. On December 22nd, Colorado Natural Gas, another Colorado investor-owned utility, also filed a protest to Atmos's filing. C&G's protest states that the revised tariff sheets filed by Atmos eliminate only the company's construction allowances for service lines from the tariff, and it's unclear whether the Commission will find that these revisions comply with the statutory requirements. C&G explains that it seeks to participate in this ATMOS proceeding to determine what the commission intends to require of the LDCs, or the local distribution companies, in regards to these SB 291 required tariff filings. So the question before you this morning is whether to grant staff's request to set ATMOS's tariff sheets for hearing and suspend their effective date for 120 days pursuant to the statutes. I can answer questions or listen to your discussion. I've also prepared a recommendation if you'd like.
Yeah, if you could jump to your recommendation, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay. I recommend that the commission set the tariff sheets filed by ATMOS for hearing, suspend their effective date for 120 days pursuant to statute, and set a 30-day notice and intervention period. The commission can take the matter up again in early February to determine next steps. This would be after the intervention pleadings have been filed and after the 3 other gas utilities have also submitted their similar tariff filings as required by Senate Bill 23-291.
Commissioner Plant.
I agree with the recommendation.
Gilman.
Thanks, Mr. Davis. Maybe a question for you. This would necessarily also kind of delay the effectiveness of ceasing those line extension allowances, at least in the short term, right? If it's set for hearing, just trying to think through how it all plays out.
Right. If the matter is set for hearing, then the current tariff provisions stay in place until the commission issues a decision that replaces the tariffs with something else, or allows the tariff changes that were filed by ATMOS to go into effect.
Great. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
We can.
Okay, I turned off my camera because I was having some slow issues here. That's great. I suspect when we get back together on this in February, will we be able to talk about kind of procedural pathways, especially since the question here is more required. Nobody's really seems to be questioning if the elimination of those obvious upfront incentives are required. Do you think that's something we can kind of bring up and discuss in February to figure out if there's a way to, in some way, perhaps like bifurcate the issues so we don't delay the effectiveness of the part that might be more obvious here?
Well, I think in early February, that would be something that the commission could explore with ATMOS as procedures are established for reviewing the tariff. If I understand you correctly, what you're saying is that this elimination of the construction allowance seems to be in compliance with the statute, but it may be incomplete. And the concern is that by setting the matter for hearing, construction allowance would be continued to be paid during the pendency of the proceeding. So, you know, the commission may have some options, but some of this, I think, will require the cooperation of ATMOS and the intervening parties when they come. But I think at this point, the best thing to do is for the commission to set the matter for hearing. Otherwise, it's unclear how the commission would pursue examining whether additional incentives are still included in rates.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for bearing through my technical difficulties there. I think we got it. We achieved the conversation. You answered my question. Thank you very much. I agree with your recommendations.
As do I, and that can be an ABC decision, Mr. Davis, suspending the advice letter and tariff, setting it for hearing, and putting in place a 30-day intervention period. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Proceeding number 23AL-0581E, Black Hills CCA adjustment, Mr. Rivera-Lugo. Back again.
Here again, Rivera-Lugo with advisory staff, and now introducing proceeding 23AL-0581E concerning advice letter 860 Electric, filed November 30, 2023 by Black Hills Colorado Electric to decrease the energy cost adjustment rate to become effective January 1st, 2024. The energy cost adjustment or ECA rate is updated quarterly and applies to all of the company's retail customers to recover costs incurred for natural gas used in the production of electricity, wholesale power purchase in the open market, and certain costs associated with renewable energy production. The annual ECA components in this filing include the forecasted cost of energy for the whole calendar year 2024. On December 1st, Interim Commission Decision C23-0824I was made effective, granting the motion for alternative form of notice that was filed related to this proceeding. Advice Letter 860 Electric proposes an 8.6% decrease in the ECA rate from the existing 4.99 cents per kilowatt hour to 4.56 cents per kilowatt hour. And the proposed adjustment will result in approximately $7.1 million decrease in the annual revenues for Black Hills. The impact for an average usage residential customer will be a decrease of $2.68 or 2.28% in its monthly electric bill, while in a small business customer, it will be a decrease of $10.26 or 2.64%. I will continue with my recommendation and then take any questions that you might have. Staff review the application and all exhibits for completeness and accuracy without any material issues found. And the application shall be deemed complete and in compliance with established rules and commission approved tariffs. So we recommend the commission take no action and allow this advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Appreciate you bringing us the rate decrease. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Plant.
I was thinking the same thing. Finally, we got a decrease. I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goodman.
I also agree.
As do I. We're on a roll, Mr. Rodrigo. Keep going. 23 AL-0583, Public Service Company of Colorado, ECA.
Correct. 23 AL-0583E, an advice letter 1940 Electric was filed on November 30, 2023 by Public Service Company of Colorado to revise its quarterly electric commodity adjustment or ECA applicable to all electric base rates effective January 1st, 2024. The ECA factors will decrease from those currently effective, excluding EDR rates, which are increasing. Contemporaneously with this advice letter, the company filed a motion for an alternative form of notice, which was duly approved by Interim Commission Decision C23-0826I, effective December 11, 2023. The quarterly ECA adjustment reflects updated fuel, purchase energy, and wheeling costs projected for the period from January 1st through March 31st, 2024. The related ECA deferred account balance as of October 31st, 2023, and the following required commission-approved ECA formula components: the Rush Creek Wind Project's capital cost sharing, Cheyenne Ridge and Rush Creek Wind Project's production tax credits, the deferred tax assets revenue requirement, the Renewable Connect Program subscription payments, the Renewable Energy Standards Adjustment average incremental debit, the Western Energy Imbalance Service entry and administrative fees amortization, the Medical Exemption Program lost revenues, and a one-time $9 million credit to customers resulting from the correction of an error in the energy allocator ratio that adversely affected the retail portion of the ECA cost from January 2021 to July 2023. The $9 million represent the correction for the entire duration of the error and includes interest at the rates authorized for ECA over under recoveries pursuant to sheet 14143F of the company's electric tariff. Another $5.8 million credit to customers in Cheyenne Ridge liquidated damages was also included in this filing as part of the ECA deferred account balance as of October 31st, 2023, which was over collected by $15.4 million. Finally, and pursuant to the settlement agreement approved by Commission Decision R20-0108, the company is including as part of its quarterly ECA filings certain additional operational system reports to assist the Commission in its monitoring of its transition to a more renewable, less fossil-based generation fleet. As usual, this information is contained in Exhibit number 10 to PSCO's filing. The proposed ECA factor will decrease 12.4% from the existing 2.9 cents per kilowatt hour to the proposed 2.54 cents per kilowatt hour, which translates into a projected decrease of approximately $26.3 million in public services first quarter 2024 revenues. The impact for an average usage residential customer will be a decrease of $2.20, or about 2.5% in its monthly electric bill, while for a small business customer, it will be a decrease of $3.34, or 2.7%. I will also now proceed with my recommendation and take any questions that you might have later. Staff reviewed the advice letter and the accompanying tariffs and the work papers provided, recommending that the application be deemed complete and in compliance with established rules and commission-approved tariffs. Staff thus recommends the commission take no further action to allow this advice letter to go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Rivera-Lugo.
Thank
Proceeding
you.
number 23AL-0584E, Mr. Fuller.
Good morning. This is Adam Fuller with the Economics section. Today I'm presenting advice letter number 1941 Electric, which is Public Services filing to update its interruptible service option credit, or ISOC rate, effective January 1st. The ISOC program is an interruptible tariff offering for electric business customers. Customers subscribing to the company's ISOC program agree to have a contracted amount of their load interrupted for up to 40, 80, or 160 hours per year. In return, these subscribers are compensated via monthly credits for the capacity and energy they avoid. The ISOC monthly credit is structured into two components. The first is a credit for reducing the planning reserve requirement, and the second is a credit for reducing the operating reserve requirement. Both of these components are expressed in dollars per kW month. The ISOC tariff states the company shall calculate the contract interruptible load planning and operating reserves before January 1st of each year. That annual revision is the update being proposed in this advice letter, and it's the only change incorporated into this tariff filing. This proposed change revises the avoided energy cost from 0.063 cents per kWh to 0.011 cents per kWh. This change only affects the credits paid to customers under Part B of the tariff, which is applicable to grandfather customers taking service under this tariff before January 1st, 2019, who have chosen the 10-minute notice option and do not elect service under Part C. The impact on potential credits paid to these customers is de minimis, and the total impact cannot be determined as it would be a function of interruptions yet to be implemented. No objections, interventions, or pleadings have been filed related to this proceeding, and I'll pause here for any questions, or I can proceed to a recommendation.
If you can go to your recommendation, that'd be great.
Sure. I recommend the Commission allow Public Services advice letter to take effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Proceeding number 23AL-0588G, Black Hills Gas UCA. I have Ms. McGee or Ms. O'Neill.
Miss McGee. Good morning, Commissioners.
There you are. Hey.
I'm Bridget McGee with Commission staff. Proceeding number 23AL 2023-0588G is advice letter number 38 filed by Black Hills Colorado Gas on December 1st, 2023 to modify its gas cost adjustment or GCA. Black Hills is proposing to increase revenues by $1.56 million with an effective date of January 1st, 2024. The impact to the average residential customer ranges from an increase of 47 cents to $1.83 per month in Black Hills for GCA regions. If there are no questions, I'm ready to make a recommendation.
Yeah, if you can make your recommendation, that'd be great.
Staff recommends that the commission take no action and allow the advice letter filed by Black Hills to modify its GCA go into effect by operation of law.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. Thank you, Ms. McGee.
Thank you.
I think that concludes our agenda. So I just want to thank everybody for processing these end of year tariff changes, both of you. Hope everybody's having a great holiday and continues to have a great holiday. Before we adjourn, any final comments, thoughts, Commissioner Plant?
No, Happy New Year. I will note that we just took no action 10 times.
But we did do one. Commissioner Gilman.
Nothing additional. Thank you.
Happy New Year to everybody, and with that, we're adjourned. Thanks all.